Hey guys, it's Michelle. I am back for an update. So I don't even know where to begin yet. I should have probably written a list. Um, but I think what I'm going to do is just kind of give you guys an update on where I am so far in my cycle. For those of you guys who are just kind of tuning in to get you guys up to speed, if you haven't seen my latest video, I am doing a on the down low um, cycle this month. I am currently on cycle day 3, so I'm super, super excited to get past this stage and get on with the process. So I had my blood work and ultrasound done today. And everything came out good. I got the call, and they're like, everything looks beautiful. On day 5, on Sunday, you're going to start your Clomid, and then we'll see you back again that following Friday. So September 25th is my next day in the office, but I do get to start Clomid on Sunday, so that's a huge step forward. But yeah, so I'm just coming back to give you guys an update on how everything went. Right now it's been super hard not telling anyone, and it's even harder to find time to make a video because usually my wife is right here. So I have been like kind of waiting until it's really late or wait until she goes out for a little while or something to hopefully do a couple of minutes. I did take a short clip of a video while I was in the doctor's office, and I'm going to try to include in here. Hopefully it works. So I guess at day 3, they're not able to see exactly how, what your dominant side is. But one of the things my doctor did say was that my left side was 10 follicles and my right side was 12 follicles. She said, you definitely have enough follicles. You don't have to worry about that, which is really good. So I'm just really hoping that our donor doesn't have any issues with their sperm count. So just to give you guys a little bit of a background, with our last cycle that we tried a year ago, which is about a year ago, probably a little over a year ago now, our donor, when we got ready to do our inseminations, we found out after they unthaw and re-wash all of the sperm, that the sperm count was quite low for one of the valves. They ended up giving us a refund for it, but it just means that you kind of almost have a washed cycle. So it's a little depressing at the same time when you hear you're good to go on your side, but then your donor sperm count is a little bit different. And I was telling my new RE about it, and she said, the bank that you use, they actually have an interesting method on how they freeze their sperm. And so I'm not the first one that they've heard to say something about them. And so actually that sperm bank is Cryo International. I'm not going to continue to badmouth them because I do know, and I don't want to badmouth them because I know they've had some confirmed pregnancies, and they were very quick to give us the refund or give us an extra valve for free or something like that. But it just means you're prolonging the process, right? So even though I get that valve for free, because I have the way my insurance works, which is great, I work for an awesome company that gives us benefits after I hit my deductible, and I don't have to be technically labeled as infertile to use it. So I'm super thankful for that. I just kind of wish I'd known before I picked my my insurance plan, because I just picked like the middle place, thinking I don't really go to the doctor that much. Whenever we decide to do this, I'm probably gonna have to come out of pocket anyway. And coming to find out, that wasn't the case. But anyway, you end up losing a lot of money, right? Because you pay for all of the ultrasounds, all the blood work. That's really expensive. The insemination itself is really expensive. The last place I was at was $400, and they do 2 rounds of it, so that's $800 just in the insemination alone, not even considering all the other side things that you have to do. So it was one of those things where we were just like, we didn't want to go back to Cryo International simply because we found out the way that they're freezing their sperm can have some negative effects down the line. So luckily we were able to find another location that had a donor that we really liked. My wife is Dominican, and we really, really wanted a donor that was Dominican as well. So we were able to find a new donor that we're super excited about, and hopefully it works out. We don't have to find another one because those donors are really hard to find. But I think it's all going to be good. So So yeah. What else can I tell you guys? So I am kind of anxious for her to go to DR really soon. So she leaves for DR in like just a few days, and it's going to be an interesting time period because it'll be right when I'm nearing the end of my Clomid cycle and starting up or getting ready to do the trigger shot so that I can do the insemination, which will probably happen just before she comes back. So she'll never know any of this even happened. Um, so it's really just a waiting game right now. I think all of you guys know what I'm talking about, where you're just waiting for your cycle to come to that point where you're ovulating and you can get on with the process. So I will come back to you guys with another update when I start the Clomid. I was actually going to go get the pills and I just forgot it so I could show you. But they're like really tiny little tablets. They're so tiny. And you just pop one a day until your time is up. I know some people have said they take them cycle day 3 through cycle day 7 or something, but my doctor has said to take them between cycle day 5 and cycle day 9. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And I think it just varies. Maybe if you have a shorter cycle, that it makes sense to start it earlier. But I think we're all good there. Yeah, so I don't think I have anything else for you guys right now. If you have any questions about how I'm approaching my cycle, I've seen hundreds and hundreds of videos, and I feel like I still have questions, and I'm constantly Googling something to find an answer for it. So if you have anything that you're wondering about, feel free to ask away, because I'm more than happy to answer any questions. And I think, this is a community that we're all joining, and everyone in it is so happy to share their story and to answer any questions that you guys have out there, because we were all wondering the same thing at one point or another. So I think it's a beautiful thing when we all have each other to do that. All right, so I will come back to you guys probably right before I take my first Clomid on Sunday. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.